Royal Highness, the First Lady Kagame of the Republic of Rwanda, Your Excellencies, Prime Ministers, ladies and gentlemen, it is a great honor and a privilege to follow such magnificent women. Women who are in the lead, who could have chosen to be silent, but who have bravely, with great courage, spoken on behalf of so many women who have no one to speak for them. So as we gather here today, we are speaking for all of those who've been injured, betrayed, deserted, punished for just being themselves. And I want, on behalf of all of us, to thank sincerely the First Lady of Rwanda and Her Royal Highness for setting us on the right path. Many of you will know that the battle against domestic violence has been one of the battles I've been engaged in since I was 21. And before you think this is a personal battle, I need to make it clear on behalf of all the men in this room that I had the most fantastic father and 7 brilliant brothers who were referred to by the 5 sisters, of which I was one, as the Magnificent 7. I believed men were charming and generous and kind and loving. And the first time I realized that my experience was not the experience of every woman, I was shocked, and I was 21. And since that time, both as a lawyer, as a parliamentarian, and now as Secretary General, I have been absolutely determined that we should cast a different light on the plight of so many women. And the Commonwealth Says No More was born out of our joint collective determination across the Commonwealth that our past would no longer be our future. And so I want to thank absolutely everyone who is going to contribute today. I want to thank my dear sister, the Deputy Secretary General of the United Nations, Amina Mohammed, not just for being with us today, but being with us always on this journey. I want to thank in advance also Your Excellency Abdullah Shahid, President of the UN General Assembly, for being the representative for all the male allies who are here. And we salute you and welcome you. It takes a huge effort for every single person in this room to be here. But we have to remember something incredibly important, because 28 years ago, there was the Declaration on the Elimination of Violence Against Women. But 28 years ago, in this beautiful country, where, as Her Royal Highness says, the Lord comes home to sleep every night, 1994 was a terrible year. It was the year of the genocide. It was the year when many women, many women, were suffering the most egregious forms of assault. And it's really important when we're thinking of hope. Can we have hope to expunge the 1 in 3 women who suffer from domestic violence? It's really important to just look at what Rwanda did, because Rwanda is our light, is our hope, because Rwanda made a decision that they would not accept the past, that they would make a new future where there would be peace, there would be celebration of womanhood. And look at where Rwanda is today. 64% of the parliamentarians are women. More than 50% of the cabinet are women. But what has happened over those 28 years appears like a miracle. And let's be frank, we now need a miracle to address the pandemic, which is domestic violence, because there is still in our world today the 1 in 3 that both the First Lady and Her Royal Highness have spoken about. And we have to say, no more, no more. We here in the Commonwealth represent 1/3 of humanity. And if we can come together, and if we can be the difference, then the rest of the world may be willing to follow us. And just so you can encapsulate what 1 in 3 women means, I want us each to just think about all the women you know, all the women and girls you love, all the women whom you cherish, and line them up in front of your eye, and then count 1 in 3. 1 in 3. It is a truly shocking, painful number. So what did we do? We knew that there were ways to change that paradigm, that domestic violence knows no boundaries. The First Lady said so. It doesn't matter if you're black, you're white, you're rich, you're poor, you are intelligent, or you are not as skilled as you'd like to be. It is totally indiscriminate. And that's the terrible, disgusting thing about violence against women. But here's the good thing. Because it's the same everywhere, once we find the DNA of how to deal with it, we can use that everywhere. And that is what we, all the member states in this room, all the member states of the Commonwealth and no more have done. We've put together what works. And I know that as a result of you being here today and what we will do today, we will change and we will save lives. So if anyone asks you, why did you come to this breakfast and what did you achieve? Tell them today, I took the first step to make sure that I saved a life. And for that, I give you my heartfelt thanks. We can do this. All we have to do, each of us, is choose. I have always chosen. The First Lady has always chosen. Her Royal Highness has always chosen. And don't mistake, it takes courage to get up on this stage. It takes courage to say what the First Lady has said and what Her Royal Highness has said. But that courage is shared by all of you. So I'm going to thank you in advance, not just for what you've done before coming today, but I'm going to thank you on behalf of all those women and girls and young men that you will change. I'm going to thank you in advance for what you will do by implementing the toolkit to be the difference that we can make in the world. And I'll say what my mother would say to all of you, and may God bless you for caring enough to do it. And I thank you.